other tracks.
Everybody.
Shabbat shalom, Rabbi.
It is absolutely wonderful to see all of you, and I know some of you are still heading in and finding your seats. That's okay. Head on in and find your seats. But welcome to the first Shabbat of 2024. And whenever it comes to Shabbat, I really like to breathe. It's actually a family tradition that we breathe in our whole week and then let it out. But this one is a special one because we actually can breathe in all of 2023 and then let all of it out. So let's just start our service that way. Breathe in all of 2023 and let it all out. Amen. Amen. One more time in case you didn't hear or in case you're on our live stream, and welcome if you are. I'm Rabbi Eliana Fischel. I am joined on the Bima by Rabbi Rachel Schmelkin and by Cantor Susan Bortnick and by our wonderful musicians whose last names I always mess up. So Cantor Bortnick.
On percussion to my left is Joey Antico, and on violin on my right is Matve Segalo. So
awesome.
We thank them.
Perfect. And we are also joined by all of you. And it is a clear indicator that it's the first Shabbat of the year is that many of you, when I talked to you earlier at Oneg, said, this is my first time here and I'm kind of looking for a community. And so really quickly, it's sort of our tradition at Metro Minion, which is 2239. We have our 20s and 30s community here this evening as well. It's our tradition to actually haze a little bit our newcomers. So if this is your first time here at Washington Hebrew or your first time at Metro Minion, I'm going to ask that you stand up and we're going to quickly just say your name and where you're from so that we know that you are new and we know to talk to you at Oneg or at dinner afterwards. So really quickly, if you're new, stand up. It's so awkward. I know you're going to do it. Well done. You're brave. You're doing great. Awesome. We're going to start over here. Clayton?
I'm from New York.
Where in New York?
New York City.
Nice. I'm from Westchester. Welcome. Awesome. Yes, you can say. You don't have to stand the whole time. That really was amazing. Yeah, exactly. In the back.
Hi, Ari. I'm from Chicago.
Hey, Ari from Chicago. Welcome.
Oh, welcome.
You're from Israel?
Originally, yes, but I live in Stamford, Connecticut.
Wonderful. Oh, you're moving to DC. Welcome. Welcome. Awesome.
I'm Jeff.
Jeff, nice to meet you. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. I'm Marielle, and I'm from Vienna, Virginia.
Awesome. Welcome. Yes.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Eric. I'm originally from Las Vegas, and I miss the weather there.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It's a little cold. It's a little cold.
My dad originally from Fort Lauderdale.
Nice, nice. Welcome. And just so you all know, there were many more of you who said that this is your first time when I talked to you at Oneg, at Pre-Neg. And so just know that I know. You don't have to get up, but just know that I know. Know that I know. And so now you know us. Now you know some newcomers amongst us, but you might not know some people around you. So I'm going to ask that you turn to someone, share your name, and share. It was really hard to not come up with a cliche question for this moment. So Cher, if you could summarize 2023 for you in one word, what would it be? Go.
I don't know if I can. That's a crazy question.
I'm trying to think. There was a lot that went on in our house.
Is a lot an answer? Yeah, that's a big one. I don't know.
I see some people in the back there, and you're welcome to be there, but we do have some seats over here to my left, your right. So if you would like some seats in the congregation, you're welcome to join us that way.
And we will sing joyously to Adonai, which is what this song means on page 12.
Come on.
half. Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz yiran hayam umelo yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz yiran Page 17. Last paragraph. So we're going to turn to page 20 for Lechato D. And before we begin to sing these words, I invite you to just look at verse 4, which is one of the verses that we don't sing usually. But the words say, lift yourself off and shake off the dust. And so Rabbi Fischel has invited us to kind of think about where we are in a new year. And as we sing Lechato D tonight, I'll invite you to think about what are the things from 2023 that you can kind of shake off now. Like, can you really let them go? And then, of course, we know there are things that we can't let go, like the Israel-Hamas war still rages on, and we can't shake that off. Like, it comes into 2024 with us. But there are things that we can. And so what can we shake off? What can we unburden ourselves from as we enter a new year? We'll be singing 1, 2, 5, and 9, and we'll rise on the last verse. Lechato di likrat kala tenei Shabbat ekavela. Lechato di likrat kala tenei Shabbat ekavela. Shamor v'zachor b'vorach can be seated.
We'll turn to page 24 for Shalom Aleichem, imagining angels joining us for Shabbat, not just this full room, but also angels being with us throughout this holy day of Shabbat.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Moachem Leshalom, Malachei HaShalom,
We turn to page 28 and rise for our call to worship. Baruch Hu.
You can do that part.
Come all of you, come all of us, and bless the one who blesses.
Come all of you.
Come all of you,
Come all of us.
come all of us,
And bless the one who blesses.
bless the one who blesses. Blessed is the blessed one. Blessed is the giver of blessing. Blessed in the moment now and every now to come. Blessed is the blessed one. Blessed is the giver of blessing. Blessed is the one who was and every now to come. Come all of you.
Come all of us.
Come all of us.
And bless the one who blesses.
The one who blesses. Come all of you. Come all of us. And bless the one who blesses. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevor
can thank us when that's stuck in your head later.
A prayer for the miracle of the evening on the top of page 31. We'll pray together. Praise to you, Adonai our God,
From whom the evening flows.
Your wisdom sets the way
on which time and season glide.
Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. We're on the next page.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'sholmeinu v'kumeinu, na'asiyach bechukecha, v'nitmach b'divrei Toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha, le'olam ahavat olam. Beit Yisrael, when we lie down, when we rise up, His joy will last forever. When we lie down, when we rise up, His joy will last forever. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Baruch Shem kivod malchuto leolam ba'ed.
Good.
We continue with Ve'ahavta on page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lebavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadevarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'v'achtecha b'derech u'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'shartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtatam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'yisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lehiot lachem
On page 40, we find Mi Chamocha, our people's song of freedom. In this week's Torah portion, which we'll talk about later, we begin the book of Exodus. And so we start the story that leads us to this moment, that leads us to the Israelites finding freedom, finding redemption. And so we sing these moments out loud as free people, but thinking about what still holds us, what still enslaves us, and how could we possibly be free, more free tomorrow. When I was a child, I was terrified of the dark, and I guess a lot of kids are, but like I was a little pathological about it, and like to an older age than I should have been. And I was creative about it. I thought that all the nightmares that I had, I had a big closet in my room, and I was convinced all the nightmares I had went into the closet during the day and then would come out to get me at night. Like it was awesome. And a little insight to me. My dad would come. I would get upset in the night, and I would go into my parents' room. And instead of having me in their room, my dad would come back to my room and would just lay on my floor, and he would just sleep on my floor. And I sort of knew I was okay because he was there, right? His presence was there. Hashkivenu, our prayer for protection and shelter that we say in the evening, it's on page 42. It has a lot of different metaphors for God in it. We often think of God as a parent, but I think when we do, we think of like this overbearing, huge parent, right? That like is gonna embrace us with a huge hug, and my God, does that feel good? Or is going to protect us from above. But perhaps from this prayer, we see that God can also be a guardian. God could be a bird with huge wings. And perhaps God could even be the type of parent that just lays next to you or lays even below you and makes you feel sheltered and protected just by being present. We join in these words of shelter and protection.
Hamidenu shomrenu
Pretty Jewish to go from vulnerability to joy. So we turn to page 44 for Vishamru, where we celebrate Shabbat. We rise for the Amidah and we turn to page 46.
Adonai sefatai tiftahu fi agitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Mekonei HaKol, Mezocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rab leHoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem,
מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מחנוך בעל גבורות, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה, ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue privately with the words of our prayer book or the words of our heart until page 62, and when you've concluded your own prayers, we invite you to sit down. we take a moment to think of those who are in need of healing, whether it's healing of the body, of the mind, of the spirit. And I'll invite you to share any people for whom you are praying this evening. And as I look around the room, feel free to share their name aloud. And don't worry if more than one person speaks at once. One of my mentors always used to say in services, God can hear us all. So. And any other names, feel free to call them out right now. I'm going to stand up because I want to be able to hear you if you say something. So we're going to, it's a new year. It's our first time back together in 2024. And every week we like to hear what's been going on in everyone's lives. So if you have something joyous, a simcha, something great that's happened, big or small, over the last week or month, or I don't know, I guess if there was something awesome that happened in 2023, you could share that. Maybe not. Could take too long. We'll do it. Whatever you want to share, you share. I see a hand over here.
My parents just celebrated their 70th wedding.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, 70th wedding anniversary, and for that, when we hear the joyous occasion, we're going to say Modim Anachnu Lach.
So our drummer's now engaged, and so he was just like giving really big eyes there.
And also our drummer Joey's engaged, but okay, yes.
Came to see my brother during the holidays for family vacation.
Oh, for seeing family.
Him says he moved to New York.
Oh, wow, for seeing family that we haven't seen in a while over vacation. Beautiful. Modim Anachnu Lach. Wow, so I'm not ignoring you. I just want to go over here because I don't want them to feel left out. Oh, Cantor Bortnick.
Well, if there's anybody over here first.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I finished my master's degree.
Yeah.
Finished a master's degree. Wonderful.
So I have a couple. Can I share a couple?
You can share, yeah.
First, I have not been on services for 2 weeks.
I think you
This
can do what you
feels,
want. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. This feels amazing. So that's my first one, is like how amazing this feels in here tonight. So thank you, because I mean, I always try to pray when I'm leading services, but tonight I really prayed. So thank you. So that's my first one. My second one is our piano was moved from the basement to the first floor again, which really means that our renovation is over. So that's good. Renovation over. And it's my mother-in-law's birthday today. So.
Modim Anachnu Lach. Yes.
This young lady
A 97th birthday. Could you believe it?
98 years.
Yes.
And I run into Roberta at Starbucks, walking around. We live in the same neighborhood, so. Okay, there are so many. We're gonna take 2 more. Nomi. You met your new baby cousin over winter break, Modim, Anachnu Lach, and Ben.
Today is our 3rd relationship anniversary and our last one before we get married.
Wow. Okay, 3rd relationship anniversary. Also, I think you went to Frozen to celebrate, which I saw on Facebook. So thank you, social media. And we're celebrating it also here at Metro Minion. Modim, Anachnu Lach. For all of these things, we're going to say a blessing, which I think I have memorized, but let's use the words just in case. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot.
Amen, amen. So, New Year's resolutions are really dumb. If I just totally insulted you, I'm sorry. And also know that I sort of insulted myself because every year I think New Year's resolutions are really dumb. And then comes like December 26th, 27th, and I'm like, so like, what could I do this year? How could I be different? What could be better in this year, right? Like maybe I will go to the gym more. So many times that I've said I'd go to the gym more. Maybe I will eat more vegetables. I don't know, right? What could it be? And then, of course, like almost all New Year's resolutions, in case you didn't know, they start on January 1st, and they definitely end by January 31st, without a doubt. So they're kind of, or second, nice, Jeannie, yeah. They're kind of silly, and it seems like our society is kind of coming around to the fact that they're a little silly. This week that really stood out to me. Washington Post put out an article earlier this week that was entitled, "If dry January sounds daunting, try damp January instead." Right? Like, it's so lovely. This idea that's like, okay, so don't totally go off alcohol. And then it has suggestions like only drink at social engagements, only have 2 drinks, not 4, right? Like different ways that you could do this. But there seemed to be an underlying understanding that like the world has just gotten really hard, and perhaps we don't need to be so hard on ourselves. Not that we all, but perhaps we don't need to be so hard on ourselves. Perhaps we could let ourselves up a little bit. And so what does that mean for us as Jews, or Jewishly adjacent people? We're kind of into transformation. We really like thinking about who we are and how we can be better and how we can change and how we adapt. We have a whole really important holiday called Yom Kippur that really focuses on this. So what does this mean for us? In this week's Torah portion, Moses does a lot of changing. He starts off as a Hebrew baby, becomes an Egyptian prince, and kills an Egyptian taskmaster because the taskmaster was hitting a Hebrew slave, runs away to the desert, finds himself in the desert, and then becomes a prophet. Because in the desert, he is walking by a bush. It becomes a flame, it's burning. He looks to see it and ends up engaging with God through this burning bush, right? So from Hebrew baby, Egyptian prince to prophet. That's a lot of change. And so Moses is engaging with God, having this conversation. God tells him to go and free the Israelites. I think many of us know this story. And at some point, Moses says, but God, when the Israelites ask me who sent me, what do I say? What name do I give them? Like, what? And God says, my name is Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh. Translated, it's I will be that I will be. I will be what I will be. And there's no explanation in the Torah, at least, for that. Moses seems to be down for this name. Like that this is just a normal name. It's like Rachel, right? Like it's good to go, okay? And to be honest, I don't think there needs to be much explanation. Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh, I will be what I will be. That is beautiful. That is poetic. That is clear. That is holy. They say that that rabbis really only have one sermon. It's just like in different ways. And like really good rabbis have 2, but that's like only if you're special. Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh is absolutely my sermon. right? I will be what I will be. If we've known each other for even a little bit of time, often my message, if you haven't gotten it yet, is like, love yourself, you are awesome, you are holy, you are worthy just as you are, keep going as you do. Like that is my message for sure. Ehiyah asher ehiyah is God's way of saying just that, right? Which is why New Year's resolutions feel so not okay anymore. Because actually, the people that we were in 2023 were great. We were great. No fix needed, no resolution needed. No more hours at the gym needed, no better, no nicer, no, I don't know, less gossiping needed, right? Like we don't need to fix ourselves. We are good and holy and worthy just as we are. Thank you. And, and we really like transformation. As Jews, we really like transformation. We really like to think about who we are and who we could be. And so for that, we get a little bit of commentary. Philo, a 1st century BCE Egyptian Jewish historian, they existed, commented on this note and said, commented on the verse, and said that, I'm going to read it because it's totally weird, basically that God uses this name, Ehiyah asher ehiyah, because God can't be bound by a name, right? God couldn't be bound by the name Eliana, right? And so God gives this name, I'll be what I will be, because you can't contain God's essence in one name. You can't contain all the holiness that God is in one name. All of us are bound by our names. Not the ones we were given, although maybe, or some of us for sure, but more so the names that we give ourselves, the characteristics we give ourselves, right? I am someone who, I'm not actually, but I'm someone who just stays home. I'm not gonna go out and meet people, right? That's the boundary, that's the barrier we give to ourselves. I'm not someone, this is an example one of my friends gives, where she went shopping once and said, oh, I wish I was the type of person who wears those pants. And her friend was like, get the pants. Then you're the type of person that wears the pants, right? Like, but I'm not the type of person to wear the pants. What Philo gives us is that Ehiyah asher ehiyah does validate who we are. It does validate the worth we have just as we are, but it also allows us to play with who we are. What if we approached ourselves not with hate and feeling like we need to make ourselves better, but rather approached ourselves with curiosity this year, with playfulness this year, with experimenting this year. There was a different line of New Year's resolutions that came out over this past week that were like silly New Year's resolutions, like pet a dog once a week, or knit one row of a sweater every day, or learn one word of a new language every day, like one word and use it that day, right? Things that we would never think to do for ourselves, but perhaps it could change a little bit. Those are sort of superficial examples. But what if there was a part of ourselves that we always sort of imagined we maybe would want to be or would want to try, but we haven't been brave enough to do it? I can think of, there's an election this year. It's a really daunting, scary election. And perhaps it feels too daunting and too scary. If you're anything like me, there's the back, right in your head, there's a little bit that's like, wait, I always thought I was gonna be that person who like canvasses and who like gets out the vote and who gets committed to a campaign, ideally a local campaign. Maybe this is the year where you become an activist. Not because it's gonna better you, but because you're playing with it. And because if it doesn't work out, who cares? There's other activists out there. You can go do something else the next day, right? Perhaps you are someone who is going to totally be weird and just say hi to people when you're in line for coffee and like strike up a conversation with someone. Wanna know what the worst that happens? They think you're weird. You probably are. Like, it's totally fine, right? Like, that's probably true. And probably their weirdness might even align with yours. So what is it? How can we play with who we are this year? How can we take ourselves a little less seriously and think expansively about who we could be? And yet, I will be what I will be, and who I can be is unbelievable. Ehiyah asher ehiyah, I will be what I will be, and I will be holy. Shabbat shalom. This is what mine is using. This is a sermon.
Mic's not on. I know, I just ruined it. I'm gonna go back.
No one even saw it happen.
Oh, okay,
Refresh.
good.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send in the flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Another round of bullets hits my skin. We'll fire away, 'cause today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades and reaching for the sun. We are warriors, yeah, that's what we've become. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, send us in the flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. This is me. And I know that I deserve your love. There's nothing when the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me.
We'll continue. I always have trouble remembering what we're going to do next after I sing with Cantor Bortnick, which is a lot of the service, so it's a problem. We're going to turn to page 282, and we'll rise for the Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateitir l'aleoser bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyeh haratzot, velo saman ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים הוא אלוהינו אין עוד אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו כך כתוב בתורתו ידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל והארץ מתחת אין עוד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We can be seated. So I did a funeral this past Sunday for a member of our congregation who I'd never met before. And there's this really amazing kind of honor that happens when you're a rabbi or a cantor and you walk alongside people in their grief and you learn about the lives of people you never knew. And you kind of feel like you knew them. And I even feel like that a little bit about Rabbi Fishel's dad. Like I've gotten to know through what she said a little bit about who he was as a person. And I say this to say that I think in Jewish circles we say a lot that the memory of the people we've lost lives on through the stories we tell about them. And I think that that's actually true. I don't think it's a cliche. I don't think it's something we just say to say something nice that sounds good. Like these people that I've heard about their stories when I've gone and done shivas or written eulogies for them, I find that I'm walking down the street and I see something and it reminds me of that person that I never knew. And so I invite you to think about like what is that story or what is that thing about the person's essence? Maybe you're here remembering somebody tonight. And to really tell that story because they really will live on through those memories that you share. And so tonight we are remembering the anniversaries of the deaths of Bessie Adolph, Gustav Backenheimer, David D. Becker, Harry L. Beckman, Louis Bennett, Mitzi Bernstein, Ben Bindeman, Arthur Block, Benjamin Mark Borkin, Louis Brooks, Beverly M. Burtnick, Ruth Cherner, Mary Daneman, Joseph D. Dreyfus, Charles B. Dulkin, Pauline Eisman, Julianne Feldman, Beverly Footer, Leona Frank, Rosa H. Goldenberg, Paul Goldstein, Harriet C. Gordon, Michael Gordon, Sylvia Adelsman Goss, Janet Fortgang Green, Dora Haas, Dora Minovich Hirschman, Milton Hollander, Morris Jaffe, Dorothy Gartman Janoff, Samuel Johnson, George J. Joseph, Edward W. Katz, Rachel Katz, Pearl A. Katzman, Harry M. Kaufman, Philip Kaufman, Jacob Kimbrigg, Anna Rose King, Gilberta Klein, Judith Kosak, Marion A. Klepach Kraskin, Barnett Krieger, Harvey David Kushner, Molly N. Landsberg, Bernice H. Levin, William A. Lemmer, Melvin F. Lewis, David E. Lynch, Dora Sam Malinoff, Julius Max Millstone, Fanny Mosser, Max Munchnick, Isaac M. Niviasser, Arthur Newman, Frank A. Nigro, George Nordlinger, Bruce G. Phillipson, Rebecca Poditz, Harold Popkin, Irvine Robinson, Ernst Rollman, Stanley B. Rosenfield, Sarah Miller Rosenthal, Burton Samet, David Sanger, Jackies H. Siegel, Samuel Siegel, Evelyn Siegfried, Lois Simon, Alexander S. Strauss, Adolf Van Stondeg, Janet Kampner-Weiss, Paul D. Walensky, Abraham Winkelstein, Fanny Winkelstein, Robert O. Wolf, John Fisher-Zeidman, Max Swive, Gaston Durai, Alice Ruckin, Annie Siegel, Stephen Berman, and Stephen Pescu, and Miriam Sagalik. And those who were recently laid to rest, we remember Mark Sagoff, Roger Salin, Nancy Simon, Warren Blank, Martin Berger, Eric Heckman, Lancia Swerdloff, Adrian Bellinger, Herb Shankman, Robert Fischel, and Damian Surratt. I am sure that I mispronounced some of these names, and I apologize for that, and I would invite you to correct me as I look around the room or add any names that you'd like to add to our list. Thank you.
Justin. Paul Mendelson.
Thank you.
Louise Roth. Ralph Nature. Del Rey.
We'll rise as one community for the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yit Gadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah ve'alma divrach hirtei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayichon u'vyomechon u'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael v'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivarach le'olam u'amei amaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudesha b'richu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushvachata v'nechamata ta'amin ran be'alma v'imru amen Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen Osei shalom b'imromav Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us all and to all of Israel, and we can say, amen. We can be seated. And we'll invite up Josh. I saw Josh before. Where are you, Josh? Josh Maxey. Oh, you're right in front of my face.
For some announcements.
Yes, we'll invite you up for some announcements.
Sir.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And Happy New Year. My name is,
Happy New Year.
just going to stand up here. My name is Josh Maxey, as Rabbi just said, and it is an honor for me to serve on the board of directors here at Washington Hebrew. As we begin this new year, we have a few exciting events and opportunities for all of us to engage with. First, on January 12th at 6:30 p.m. right here at Temple, we invite you to celebrate the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as we welcome special guests and our special guest speaker, Jonathan Eig, author of the biography King, A Life. Then on Monday, January 15th at 10 a.m., again here at Temple, our annual MLK Day of Service will be held as we work side by side with our interfaith partners to provide a much-needed items to folks across the DMV. On Saturday, January 20th at 5 p.m., as we wrap up Shabbat, we will unwind with a yoga session at our 2239 Havdalah Yoga held at the Well and Wonder Yoga Studios in D.C. And finally, we invite you to join 2239 next month at the Lillian and Albert Small Capital Jewish Museum for our next Metro Minion on Friday, February 7th at 7 p.m. Space is limited, so we invite you to RSVP.
Get your tickets now. We sold out 2 weeks before last time.
Exactly.
That's not an exaggeration.
So please take home a copy of This Week and Beyond and use the QR code for more information or visit our website. Every Shabbat, we increase our joy by reciting Kiddush. This is a moment when we remember the miracle of the Exodus and celebrate our freedom. We invite all of our children that are present here today to come forward and help us lead the Kiddush. May the vision of all these young people give us strength, pride, and hope for a better future.
Beautiful.
Come on up, come on up, come on up.
I'm just going to
Thank you, Josh.
logistical announcements. If you're here for 2239 Metro Minion, after our service, we're going to head into the social hall for dinner, and the rest of the congregation will join for an egg in our lobby.
And if you can't get tickets to next month's Metro Minion, we will have a service here with musicians as well, so you can come here instead.
There you go.
By the way,
and, sorry, 1 second. There's also, for 2239, if you are new to 2239, we have a newcomers table because it's so awkward to sit by yourself. So I have 2 steering committee members who are hosting newcomer tables.
You stand up so people can see you.
We have Jake right there, and we have Andrew right here, and they're going to be right there and right here at the end of the service. Oh, they're going to be out there at the end of the service, and you can find them and sit with them, and they're really lovely. I like them a lot. Okay.
We don't often get to let congregants just generally lead the Kiddush because we usually have B'nai Mitzvah students, but we don't have B'nai Mitzvah students this week. So if there's anyone who would like to come up and lead our Kiddush, I'm happy to pass off the Kiddush cup.
Oh, sure.
Anyone? Anyone?
Here you are. Do you want one?
Okay, so I don't. For those of you watching on TV, I was just bribed. It was a negotiation. If I'm willing to do Shalom Rav, which I am after the service,
Yeah, I'll sing it with you
Stevie is
now.
willing to lead Kiddush right now. Come on, come on, come on. Wow, she's doing candles and Kiddush this week.
She loves Torah.
deal.
Wait, okay, we're doing the whole thing. Okay. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, borei beri hagafen. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu, v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava u'ratzon hilchilanu, v'zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehila l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'yetziat Mitzrayim, ki banu la'arta v'yotanu kidashta mikol amim, v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ava u'ratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabat. L'chaim.
L'chaim. Go for it. And while you are up here, we are going to take an opportunity to bless some of the most important people in our community.
Probably the most important.
The most important. Our children, our future. And so they're just so much taller on that side of the bima. And so we say, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, may God's light shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God be gracious to you always and show you kindness and give you and those you love peace.
Amen. Amen.
And now we will do
While they're still up here.
Are you all right? Yeah. Okay,
While
we'll
they're
give you
still
all
up
it'll
here,
be better.
wait. While they're
Okay.
still up here, one more. Here you go. Go for it. You guys want to lead it? Yeah. Okay, great. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Shabbat
Shalom. Beautiful.
Tevon,
Tevon. Oh, you guys
back
so
to Hannah
sneaky.
right there.
Can you take that back? Very good. And our closing song is Oseh Shalom, which we will start as soon as I get this. I'm going to do Shalom Rav after the service. I said after the service.
You're being offered a private concert.
You didn't say when I had to do it. Oseh Shalom. somewhere. It's somewhere. Hang on. I gotta just pull it up a different way. Shalom Rav, where are you? Shalom Rav, it's coming, it's coming. Hang on. Shalom Rav, it's a good thing I have my iPad. Here we go. Shalom Rav, page 60, I think. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amchai, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amchai, Tasim. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amchai, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amchai, Tasim Leolam.